Like we always do about this time, it's us once again, back again for another brand new episode of the Tip Picture Podcast. As always, your boy Eduardo chilling in the fucking magical forest back here. And my boy, I can see that he's off the prosies. So they threw him back in the padded room, aka the suite. But here we are, man.
Normal out. Well, back in the day, when we were in person, we would, start the intro and then
there you go.
Touch tips.
Perfect. Yeah.
So there's our touch tips back, throwback.
So that's one thing I actually want to make it clarify, right? When the Tip Picture Podcast, people would think, I don't know why, it would be like a perverted thought that would come to mind first. Somebody could probably say, oh, you guys are touching wieners. No, it's not that. It's more of touching tips in the sense of like, we're sharing a toast, sharing a glass, sharing a cold beer and touching tips with the freaking the bottles. That's kind of like what it came from, where it came from, pretty much the name of it, the thought of the Tip Picture Podcast. So for people that are curious, that's why.
But we also had Christian as part of the group, but he ended up getting cancer and dying. So rest in peace to Christian.
Jesus.
But he's not the one that died. No, that was someone else. Sorry. Christian's still alive and well.
I was like, wow, that went dark like super fast. Yeah. Like we just nosedived right into that one.
Yeah, we used to know. I was thinking of the Beastie Boys.
Oh, okay. I actually do like one of their songs. What was that one?
Intergalactic.
Yeah.
Dude, that's one of my favorite songs. Like I was at work one day and I was just jamming the shit out of Intergalactic. Oh, it was the day you were supposed to come through and see me. And you were like, hey, I'll be there around 6. And then so I'm like, dude, when he shows up, party started. I had some Kesha going. Like, party don't start till I walk in. Don't stop. No. Yeah, man. I had it all going.
Oh, fuck.
And then you just left me, cold shoulder, whatever.
Oh, man. Shit.
Yeah.
Now I regret not showing up. Fuck, man.
Hey, man. It's all good. It's just, it reminded me of my dating life back when I was high school.
I remember, I don't know who it was randomly. You were like, it's like I got stood up at prom and someone's like, really? You're like, no, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. No, I never got stood up at prom, but there were some things that happened. Let's see. I'm trying to. Oh, yeah. Okay. I told you about the girl that was like the love of my life in 8th grade, right? And we used to like write letters back and forth.
No, you didn't tell me this.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, dude. It was
okay. Let's start it off with
first
that.
heartbreak. So I'm in 8th grade, right? And I won't share her name, but anyway,
disclosed.
So she, she wasn't that hot, right? I mean, she wasn't that hot, but I was like, I'll date her, because I'm interested. She had a really good body, and and so we're dating or whatever, it's like maybe a month. It lasted a month, Yeah. And we're writing all these love stories or love letters to each other. Anyway, and then one day she's like, listen, we have to break up. I'm like, why? She's like, because you're fat. She pulled no punches. She just went right for the kill shot.
Straight fucking dagger to the chest, man. That is insane.
I was like, holy, like this chick is clearly not going to be successful in her life. So what I did was I took all of her letters. And we had in our yard, we lived in a rural area. We had a trailer that was built on top of a daylight basement, so it was like half a house, half a trailer, and we were just renting it. So anyway, we were way out in the country and we had this little like a campfire in our yard. So I just threw all the chainsaw gasoline that I could on all those letters and I just let him burn. Anyway, so fast forward, a few years later, or a couple years back, I'm feeling like, man, my life is pretty good. I'm feeling pretty successful. I'm doing things with my life. I wonder how all these girls that broke my heart are doing, right? So I went on all this mission to look at anyone who broke my heart just to see how shitty their lives were, and like just to like wear it as a badge of honor, like should have stuck with the G. So I go to that girl, and She's a lawyer.
Oh,
Married
okay.
like the Ryan Reynolds of whatever he is, you know, and they had 3 beautiful kids. I mean, money galore. She's wildly successful. And then I was just like, and I never lost weight. put me back in the 8th grade, right where I'm at.
Oh my god. No, man, but look at you, bro. I was gonna compliment you on that sweet leather jacket you got on there.
That's
Looking
right.
fresh to
Not even
death.
the
We got the
fake
freaking
shit.
pit vibes. Yeah, man. So I mean, you should not good, bro. I gotta say, I think it's a win-win. Let's just say that, right?
There, yeah, but the truth is I can't show you the back of it because there's a knife hole. So I did get it for free. There is a knife hole in the back.
It took some effort. Let's just say
Yeah,
that it took
yeah.
some major effort.
Yeah. So
And I want to say it ended up maybe a bar fight. I would say if I want to take a guess.
no, just
No.
hey, that's nice. I want it. Didn't want it. He ran from me. I stuck him. I got the jacket.
And here we are.
And he tells no
tells.
tells.
He tells no tales.
He gone.
Oh shit.
Just kidding, people. Just kidding. It was $100. I got it on sale. It was like $249 originally. I got it for $100 on a really good sale. No,
Looks good though,
holes.
man.
I
No,
can
looks
prove it.
good. I remember, dude, when I was younger, just in terms of speaking about leather jackets, I've always wanted one. What ended up happening, my daddy had one, and I just ended up wearing it, and I just ended up keeping it. And that was like my
Yeah.
first time I ever had a leather jacket.
That's the
But, I
G's
mean, I
thing
feel-
to do.
But I have a feeling it's coming back. Like it's leather in general is gonna coming back, like jackets wise. So I'm gonna have to cop one, man.
Yeah, the thing is I'm like, you know, I try to, I know that we're going to be on video, you know, for the
Yeah.
audio I used to not care, but since we're doing video, I'm like, you know, I try to do something outside the norm with the appearance, right? Because you know people are watching this, so
Oh yeah.
you know, like, am I going to be in the mullet wig? Am I going to be? It doesn't matter, you know. But I gotta do something.
Oh, dude, we're kicking it up a notch. Just like I mentioned before off air, I definitely got a surprise on how we're gonna start off the new year for 2022, and we're definitely gonna have to do a recap on just this whole year and how far we've come as a podcast in general. But I feel like to narrow it down, it's gonna be a good beginning. I'll just say that, and it falls in line to what you're talking about too as well. So
Nice.
stay posted for all the people that do watch your YouTube videos. You'll get a kick out of it, and for all the audio heads that are listening to this, you'll definitely want to tune into the video side of this and just stay posted with what we're talking about, and
Yeah,
continue on
baby.
from there. But yeah, man.
Nice.
But overall, how are you today, bro? I mean, it's a lovely Saturday, kind of cold out there. I just came back from the outside, so how are you?
Hey man, I'm on vacation, and today was cool.
Oh,
I gotta
officially
pick up-
today.
Yeah, officially
Oh, okay.
yesterday. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yesterday,
started.
okay.
Well, as soon as I clocked out. God, I can't
Nice.
wait till I don't have to say that anymore.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
Clocked out.
you're on the way.
Well, I say that, right? But then eventually it's going to turn into like my work is 24/7, right? The life of a hustler. But
life of a hustler for sure, man. Now you're gonna get your coin regardless.
yeah, but no, I you know, this is the week that I got my daughter who lives
Nice.
in another state, so I picked her up today at the airport, and it's just going to be her and I teaming up this week doing the Thanksgiving thing. We are probably going to run out to Forks. She's a Twilight head, and
Oh, okay, okay.
and so I might take her out to, well, not might, we're planning on getting out there one of these days and check out what Forks has to offer. Actually, it's going to look very similar to your background for anybody who's watching on video. It's gonna look
Coincidence.
very similar to that.
Yeah, dude. I'm out here chilling in the woods, just kind of just want to get away from the city life, and I want to chill with Sasquatch out here. So here I am. Just kicking back,
Are you hearing any
peace and quiet.
knocks, dude? I see Hector. I see Hector like almost every day, and he said as soon as they start opening, I guess the Forest Service has a lot of land closed due to the pandemic. They can't throw all the people out. There was a wildfire in one of the areas that he does his hunting. There was a wildfire that ripped through it.
Oh,
And,
shit.
yeah, but he's been getting some calls in some other areas of Washington where they're hearing the tree knocks, and
Oh damn,
and so
man.
he's going out. But yeah, he said that the Tip Touch is cordially invited to go on their next Bigfoot adventure.
Damn.
So
And yeah,
so
it and
folks,
it
we are probably going to be there.
so if people don't know who we're talking about, you can definitely check that one out. It's a very interesting episode. It's called Squatching. I forgot what number episode it
It's
is, but definitely check it
it's
out in
one
the
of the most
archives.
popular ones, actually. It's
Yeah,
got one of
I
the
think
most
so.
views to date.
Yeah, so definitely check it out. Very interesting conversation with two gentlemen that are going out there and experiencing all
Hector
these
and Eric.
wood knocks and all these what is it? What they call Sasquatch yells or calls, whatever you want to call them. But
Hmm.
very interesting. Go check it out. But yeah, man,
That
that
was a
would be.
fun episode.
It was a fun episode, super fun, and I think that's the beauty of this, where we just like to get into these awesome conversations with different people, from different walks of life. And whether if it's just me and my boy here, going back and forth on some topics that we come across throughout the week, we just
Hmm.
like deep dive in those and just make a conversation from that. But we love it when we have guests. And I think we've hit a dry road with guests recently, but we definitely want to make it up, and we want to continue doing that. We definitely want to find other different people we can talk
Yeah.
to and just have on the podcast and let them tell their story and make fun of out of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
for sure. But
Um,
that's good, man. That's good. Your daughter's here. You guys are ready for Thanksgiving. It's just wild, man. We're already here, literally the last week of November, pretty much,
mhm.
and we're already going into December. So I'm mentally preparing myself to eat a lot. I think every year, that's what I mean. Every year, it's
Mentally
the same deal.
preparing.
I am, because I have to do 2 Thanksgiving dinners, one at my folks' house and then one of my in-laws. So that day, I want to say I starve myself, but I don't really eat that much because I don't want to eat like around 3 o'clock. I think we already planned it for 3 o'clock for the first Thanksgiving dinner at my parents. Then later that night, we go to my in-laws and eat there. It's like so uncomfortable at the end of the day because I'm so stuffed and so full. It's almost like abuse, you know what I'm saying, for
Yeah.
myself, because I have to fucking literally eat all this delicious food. So it's so hard to pass up and say no to. So I got to take it like a champ. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, man.
Yeah, well, speaking of eating, we were down in King County today, and every time we go to pick up my little girl from the airport, we always take a trip down to South Center and Tequila, the mall down there. And my wife likes to go to Seafood City. She was tripping today. She's like, she's like, hey, I haven't been jabbed, right? No, she says, we haven't been jabbed, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I know, crazy.
Crazy.
And, she's like, I don't think they're gonna let us eat. I'm like, yeah, I know. They they say that if you go into any restaurant, whatever, they're gonna make you show your papers. And she's like, well, do we need to get food? And I said, I think we'll be okay. I said, dude, come on, man. I said, Tequila is, and all those Filipinos that are down there. I said, you think all those people are gonna get papers? All those? No, I don't think so. We're going. We're getting some food. They're not going to deny us food because we don't have our papers. And so, but we've been hearing, a lot of stories where restaurants are making people show them the papers before they'll serve them. So we go to the mall. She stands in line and she gets her food. They didn't paper one time. We went to a few. I just wanted to try it out, so I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go into this spot right here. I'm gonna get a soda to see if they're gonna do anything. They didn't do anything.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, I won't say
Thug life.
where we're in, because we're not, we ain't snitches.
There you go. We ain't snitching out in the streets, baby.
Nah, not with something I'm against, So
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, in King County, guess what? You can still eat. You can still eat.
Newsflash. It's all good. Everything's cool. We're pretty much back to normal. Go enjoy yourselves. Go enjoy whatever place you like to go eat at, and
yeah, I think people are just like, they don't care.
Yeah, I think that's really what it comes down to.
I think what the biggest damper was when the court, so Biden was going, he was all high strung on getting OSHA to do the employees getting all vaccinated, anything over 100. And then a court case or a lawsuit came out, and the court said, yeah, we are not going to let this happen. So then finally the Biden administration had to kick back. They said, hey, we're not going to enforce anything yet. We're just going to wait to see how everything goes. So right now we're just, it's just party of BS right now.
Party me. I
Party
love
and
it.
bullshit,
There
party
you
and
go.
bullshit, biggie big.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Like the great notorious B.I.G. said it once, R.I.P. No, for
yeah.
sure, man. Yeah, I did see something about that. So that's pretty much what it's going to come down to, right? They're not really going to enforce it anymore. It's pretty much, as you said, we're going to see how this whole thing plays out.
Yep.
Hopefully for the best of things like to come, like a good outcome, I guess you could say, instead of a horrific one. Because as of lately, we haven't really been hearing much of it about it in the first place recently
No,
that I
that's a
know
good
of.
thing.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I would think that we're pretty much on a good steady pace of really making a good recovery and curving this thing to where, you know, everything's going to be cool, you know?
There's
So
light at the end of the tunnel for
yeah,
us. Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, man. What a hell of a ride though.
Mm. I'm telling you, man, it really just trips me out. Always thinking about to that episode where we would just kick shit about it and really just we were making light of it where we didn't think it was going to be at this magnitude where it would affect the whole nation. And little did we know. I mean, I think around this month is about to be like 2 years. It's going to make it 2 years, right?
No, it was January when the first case happened in America, January of
Okay, so
2020.
almost next year. Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, but
Well,
yeah, no, man, it's crazy. Just like, I mean, but it was like I was going through TSA today,
yeah.
and I was telling my wife, I'm like, prior to September 11th, 2001, like you didn't have to do any of this. There was none of this screening. Like your whole family could come with you. You went through the security gates, right?
Yeah.
You still, did all that, but not the security, that it is today. And
yeah, different, very different.
yeah, and like your whole family could come with you and say goodbye. They could stand right there at the window and say goodbye to you, and it's crazy how one event can change the entire world. And here, we saw that happen, and then 2 decades later we saw the pandemic happen. And the pandemic, I don't think we know what the final results are, the final outcome is going to look like, but something is going to change permanently.
Yeah. I would think so. That would be my guess too. Yeah.
I mean, it could be just like every flu season, winter season, masks are mandatory in public, just like what we would see in a lot of Asian countries. A lot of them would wear masks in public. Maybe that's the permanent solution that they're going to have, is that if, in large gatherings, we're all in masks.
Yeah.
And which is so funny. Here's the irony of that is I was just shopping the other day and I was like, it's been a long ass time since I've seen like a plastic bag just floating in the air, and it's just in Washington State. We have this law that where they now charge you for plastic bags,
like something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. It varies depending on where you're at. And and the idea is they're trying to encourage you to bring your own reusable bags. And so the funny thing is I'm like, it's been a long time since I've seen a plastic bag float around. Okay, but then the same day I'm driving and I see probably 20 masks on the floor. 20 masks. And I was just like, oh my God, we literally traded plastic bags, flimsy plastic bags for masks.
Yeah, that is straight up, dude. Yeah. In the parking lot, especially at parking lots at stores, you see some of those disposable masks just laying there on the ground. Like, man, it's crazy. It's like deja vu. What?
Yeah. It's so funny. And I think the irony is going to fall on most people. But it's so funny because, I thought I was going to hate having to bring my own bag and having to do whatever, but I've adjusted to it. And I actually, conservative me, I actually like it. I actually like it. I like being able to like, hey, here's my own bags. And, I mean, okay, as a conservative, I like going out in the forest and, like forest preservation. I love fresh air. I love no litter. It pisses me off to no end when I go to somewhere like what you were describing on the last episode, the Poon Dunes.
Oh yeah, dude. And people fucking everywhere.
Just litter everywhere.
Condoms, cigarettes.
We would have places in Montana where the people would go out and shoot their guns, and they would bring like their old TVs or old appliances, so you just see stoves or refrigerators, and these drunk ass people, they'd get their AK out and they'd spray it on these appliances and just leave them behind. and I'm like, this sucks. This sucks. What's wrong with just paper targets? What's wrong with taking your trash out? I don't know.
Taking the trash to make more trash.
Yeah. But anyway,
it's crazy. No, a good point though. Good point. Yeah, you're right. You would really see a lot of like the plastic bags just kind of out there, like, just standalone trash. And now it's like we switched for mass being littered everywhere.
I know. Same amount of plastic, maybe more now. And that little island of plastic. You've heard about that island of plastic in the ocean, right?
No, never heard about that. No.
Okay, there's like an island, like literally an island of plastic. And so the ocean currents, what they do is they bring all this plastic and it all assembles in one area that creates this huge island. And so, like all the water animals, they have to swim around in it. And so it's contaminating because the plastic is breaking up, but it breaks up fully in like, I don't know, 1 billion years. And so it's just got all these plastic pieces out there, plastic bags, 20-ounce soda drinks or whatever.
Yeah.
What they found that most of the plastic actually comes from Asian countries. Asia is like those Asian countries are the world's biggest polluters, but okay. We are the ones that always get the bad rap, because we whatever. All I'm saying though is as long as we are making a conscious effort, maybe it starts here and then maybe we move it on. Now in the Philippines, one thing that is really cool that I like that they do is, like we use plastic to preserve everything, right? You go to the market and you get your meat and it's wrapped in plastic. But if you want to go and you want to buy stuff in the Philippines at some of their markets, they won't use plastic. They'll use banana leaf.
Interesting.
Yep. And so banana leaves, shoot, you can throw that in your compost bin. You can throw whatever, it's biodegradable completely, but also it preserves as well as they need it to.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Damn. Maybe we should start getting on that kick. Sick. I don't know. Yeah. Probably wouldn't. I don't know. But yeah, no, I do my best on my behalf to try to recycle. I'm not gonna lie, I get lazy sometimes and I just throw into the fucking garbage can, but I do my best. I try to do my part, So yeah, no. Yeah. I used to when I was a kid. I don't know if you ever did that. You would collect the little soda can. Was it the little
tabs?
The tabs and all that. But it was a good incentive because my parents would be like, "Oh, if you collect enough, you'll get some money."
Yeah,
and I think that's what drove me to do it. Collecting cans in general. When you take them out to get it recycled, I mean, maybe there should be some kind of incentive like that. If you do recycle and you bring plastic or cardboard or whatever, you'll get however much money for X amount or whatever. I mean, I think that would benefit.
Absolutely, yeah. We there was a guy I used to work with that would go to all of the recycling stations and with a garbage bag, and he would take all the cans out, and then he'd take the cans home and collect the money. And so finally someone told him, like, dude, like that's stealing. You can't steal what we're going to recycle and get money for.
Oh man,
and take it home so you
slick.
Can recycle it.
Yeah, he thought he was slick with that, huh? Not today, Johnny boy. I don't know if his name is Johnny, but I'm just saying a name. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, no, I mean, hey, yeah, can't steal money.
Everybody's got their hustle.
Legal or illegal, either way, they're gonna get that money, right? But hopefully it's the legal way. Pay your fair share of taxes too. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
So, bro, aside from that, though, I know you've been showing me some of these pretty funny memes in regards to crypto, and they're pretty much calling you. Well, I want you to just kind of, if you want to share with the lovely people and our lovely audience, of course, as well. What's going on your end? Where, I mean, you've almost kind of joined a community within. I'm not sure specifically the name, I forgot. But if you want to go on with that, talk a little bit more of that. I think it's funny because you always had that sense of taste where you would send me memes before, aside from crypto in general, and I get a kick out of it. I mean, for me, I'm a meme lover. I definitely like to go in the interwebs and look for all these just wild memes because for me, I use the internet for laughter, for good times instead of anything, just BS in general, whatever. But that's one thing I like to look for: memes or videos of memes. So yeah. But share with the people, man. Let's talk about that.
Well, okay. So first, I've been doing this crypto thing for a while, right? And one thing about crypto is if you look at the past, I don't know, 5 years, there's a new there's a new top 10 list every year. The only ones that remain are usually like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano for the most part, right? But aside from those three, the rest of the top 10, it'll be a new top 10 every year, right? And the reason for that is, what everybody thought was going to be the hottest technology, all of a sudden they've realized, oh shoot, this isn't as efficient, or this was, the bugs weren't worked out, whatever, right? So they sort of fall to the wayside, and a new contender comes in, and a new list is created, right? A new list, and this list is made of the market cap, the valuation of each cryptocurrency. So so I'm always looking for the best technology, the best. I'm looking for, of course, when I set my portfolio up, I'm looking to, the first thing I'm looking for is who is in the game right now, who's going to make me money, I'm looking for things that are going to go parabolic.
You're on your Suge Knight shit.
Yeah, but and it's not something where like your average YouTuber, you can't just go to a YouTube video and be like, oh yeah, this is the one I'm gonna, go with, right? Because it's a horrible strategy. You've got to know. So for me personally, where I'm making most of my money, I went to a class, I signed up for a class, and this guy that is coaching me and many others, he's a multimillionaire, and he knows his stuff, right? So I follow his line. But I also have a little budget on the side that is my fun budget. This is my money that, like, okay, some people like to go with their extra money and go to the casino, right? Blow it at the casino, Coke, right? Whatever, you name it, right? Sometimes it's both. But
let's go, baby.
But so, me, I put $200 in this one meme coin earlier in the year, and it freaking skyrocketed, right? $200 today, it's sitting around 3,000. And I'm not going to say what it is, just because that's not the one we're going to talk about.
Exactly. You can't give that much free game.
Right. So, but so the meme coins are freaking hilarious. So that's like, I treat the meme coins like my casino, right? You're just there to have fun. Yes. You're not expecting to win, right? So this
is dicey. It can get dicey, right?
But part of my research, I found this blockchain called Talos, and Talos is it's seriously, like, Cardano was always my favorite, and then I saw what Talos was doing, and it's got these bridges with Ethereum, and they're not trying to like take anyone out of the game. What they're trying to do is make your game. If you want to go with Ethereum, hey, we'll build these bridges, but we will reduce your gas fees to like almost nothing if you go with our blockchain. So Talos was just an amazing. I'm like, dude, Talos, I'm all board. The CEO is Douglas Horn, and he's just, I've seen so many interviews with him. He's brilliant to no end.
Interesting. Okay.
But he's funnier than hell. Just funny. And he's got a good, he's just got a good way about him. Like, he reminds me of Vitalik Buterin with Ethereum, where Vitalik knows he's got a lot of power, right? But he's not going to ever abuse it. He's a very humble person. And I saw that in Douglas Horn. I said, man, this guy has it. Like, he's a genius. He could easily be an asshole if he wanted to, but he's not. And so what happened on the Talos blockchain, they created their first meme coin called the Douche coin, named after Doug, right? And literally the logo, I'm not even shitting you, is a picture of Douglas Horn with the Snapchat dog ears and nose. Nice. That's all it is. And it was created completely as a joke, right? So it's first week. I'm in there, right? I just happened to be there when they decided to launch this thing. And I'm like, I'm hearing all these Talos OGs all talking about it, right? They're like, dude, we got to get this, we got to pump it, right? And they pumped this thing. So I'm like, I got to buy some, So I bought some Dogecoin, and it just went. I mean, I 10x'd. No, let's see. I want to say I 9x'd. I didn't 10x, but I 9x'd, right? Now, unfortunately, it made a massive drop, because people just like took all their money or whatever. And that's just the name of the game, right? The meme coin game is just that. It's that,
pump
right?
and dump, like you say, right?
Right. But that was also just the first week.
Mhm.
They didn't list any any projects they were doing. They didn't. But here's the thing, even with the people that created the Dogecoin, it was a joke for them too, until everybody started going like, oh my God, this is the first meme coin on the Talos blockchain. We got to jump in. So all of a sudden it has a market cap of like 180,000, which is very small, but it's the people that are running this thing are now running with it. So where I come in, they were having a competition for the best meme. And I'm like, okay. So I'm just being silly, right? I'm not like, these guys are geniuses. I'm a complete dumb ape. And so I'm just making memes like crazy. I'm just like batting them out like 10 at a time, right? And they're loving it though. And so all of a sudden they do the vote, and I'm walking out in my car and I get this notice on Telegram, and they're like, hey, Crypto Brett is I believe you made this meme. You're the winner.
Yeah.
And so I won 500 million Dogecoin.
Let's
which
go, baby.
on that day was worth 100. I think it's worth what it is right now, which is $125. So I like won $125 on my first competition, right? But that 125, when it was skyrocketing, was 600, or 700, whatever the math is, right? But still, I mean, so I'm in this. So then all of a sudden I'm getting established, and all of a sudden I'm noticing that like these characters I'm building, they're using these characters, right?
Oh,
so
nice.
like I took I took Douglas Horn, and I made him old with one of my apps, and so now he has this old like beard, and but he still has the dog horn. And so the meme went something like, hold on, I'll get the meme real quick.
Isn't that crazy though, that we're at the point we're at the point of our lifetime where like memes are such a way of like, it's almost a way of communicating in a sense, because like anybody can almost relate to it, and a lot of people can actually see almost the idea where like, oh shit, it's universal. It's really universal, or it can be universal, when applied to whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
that's just the funny thing
it's
about
humor.
it.
And it's so funny because like I've always been the least funny person I know. And then all of a sudden seeing like people loving my memes, I'm like, dude, that's awesome. But anyway, so the meme I made, right? I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a picture of old Douglas Horn,
Yeah, we'll have to post it up on the gram. So
yeah, we'll do something like that.
Yeah.
But in the meme, I said, in 1898, Douglas Moonicus had the idea to start the world's first blockchain with nothing more than block and chain.
Yeah.
Nearly 125 years later, his original concept has become Talos, and to commemorate his efforts, the Dogecoin was born. And
a
like
block and chain.
Yeah. And so I mean it's just stupid. But then the one that won my 500 million Dogecoin was a picture of Douglas, or the Dogecoin, right? The guy. Gosh, you can't see. I'll have to post this one too.
You have to post it up, yeah.
But anyway, it's a picture of him in in an astronaut suit with a spaceship behind him, and I said, "Get in, losers! We're preparing for liftoff." That's the one. That's the one that won me.
Going to the
all
moon,
my money,
baby.
Yeah, and then so then I ended up drawing this picture, and my daughter's gonna help me with this one. But I drew like in the image. Oh, let's see. Come on, baby.
Oh yeah, baby. There you go. This is the Funko.
There we go.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I drew it in the Funko, type thing. And so if we can get this thing built big enough, I live where the Funko headquarters is. I
Yeah.
live in the headquarters, the home station. I'm gonna take my happy ass to the headquarters and I'm gonna say, listen, I'll show them my collection, my Funko collection, so they know I'm not bluffing. And then I'll say one thing I don't see is a crypto collection of Funko Pops. So I'm going to say you need Elon Musk in there, you need Vitalik Buterin, but I need to see Douglas Horn in the form of Dogecoin, the Doge, and I call this one DH Dougie for Diamond Hand Dougie, and he's holding two diamonds. Yeah. So anyway, so that's it's so stupid, right? And I just I was telling you, I'm like, what if this thing launches, right?
Yeah.
And what if like next year or the year later, all of a sudden we do really moon and we go parabolic, and I'm not rich or I'm not poor anymore. There's no chance of me being poor. And it was off of memes. Like I told you, I said, we are literally living in the metaverse. We are in the metaverse.
At this point, man, like anything can go. Anything can go. You hear all these stories with like people making, a good amount of money doing, the most unexpected. And I think to me, the beauty in that is it's the fact that you make it at the least most just unpredictable way possible. It's almost kind of like throwing darts at the target and you finally get it at bullseye.
Yeah.
And there you go. You've won. All those efforts, all those missed darts, missed, but the effort behind it. But then at the same time, that one shot you're gonna land.
Another thing. So I'm I'm in this community, this Dogecoin / Talos community, and so the the NFT artists are also there, and so one of them made a Dogecoin spinning NFT, right? And so I'll see if you can.
Okay, there we go.
Right. So that's the number one, numero uno, Dogecoin spinning NFT. Yours truly bought it, and I worked with the artist. The artist, his name is the Big Gooey.
The Big Gooey,
and he's an absolute OG in the NFT community with the Talos blockchain. OG. The guy is cooler than shit. I told him I'm at work, right, and I'm freaking out because he'd announced it on the Telegram channel that he was doing that. I'm like, bro, I want that one. I want the number one spinner. I want that one. And he goes, so we're talking budget. I'm like, this is what I got. And he's like, it's yours. And he goes, I won't. And I go, dude, my money ain't going through because I had really bad reception where I was at. And he goes, and so all of a sudden I'm seeing him in the Telegram channel saying, hey, they're all sold. All the spinners were sold, but he was holding the number one for me. So he was committed. Like he even though I was having all these issues with it, he was holding it for me. He held it for me. So he's an OG, and I ended up buying another NFT just because of it from the Big Gooey. So Big Gooey, you guys want to get your NFT game? Go to AreaXNFT.net, I think. Area X NFTs. Check out the Big Gooey.
Big Gooey.
Go and if you're interested in Dogecoin, you want to get in there and get in early because you can still get in early. There's still plenty. We haven't put any crazy amount of fuel in the rocket yet, but they are working. So again, this thing started as a joke, but now they're doing like a treasure hunt. They're actually building utility on this meme coin, and this is the very first meme coin. And there's a number of meme coins. And Talos, they had a rug pull already. It was called Talos Shiba Talos or something.
Yeah.
And the people, they were like, oh yeah, this is gonna be big. This is gonna be big. 2 days later, they pulled a rug, took everybody's money and ran.
Oh fuck.
So,
man.
but Dogecoin. So the reason why I am so bullish with them is Douglas Horn himself comes into the chat, and one thing he makes it very clear is, yes, I have half of I was gifted half of the supply, right? There was like 1 trillion minted. And so he owns like 500 million or 500 billion, plus he buys some himself. So he actually owns more. He owns like 51% maybe or something, or 50.1 or something, whatever, some obscure number. But he himself comes into the chat room and he makes it very clear. Doug, don't rug.
Oh, baby.
He is not rugging this. And then the guy that created the coin himself, he is fully committed to it. He said, "Hey, it started as a joke, but it's kind of grown some legs, so I'm sticking with it." So, and then and I'm playing my part with the memes, continuing on with the memes, and we're just building this community. And again, Big Gooey, he's part of this. He's bullish on Dogecoin, so he's sticking with it. And a lot of really cool people that are just fully in this, and so this is just like mostly the core group. But then obviously we want to see people get rich. We want to see people do some things. Whatever, you get in early now. This is the opportunity. First meme coin on the Talos blockchain is Dogecoin. Not financial advice. We just having fun.
I like how you ended it with that, man. Just to be kind of more on the safe side, just as a reminder. That's dope, man. No, that's cool. I think the message speaks for me from that is power in numbers and power of the people type shit. So that's cool, man. That's dope that you find yourself within that circle of people, and shout out to everybody that's working behind the scenes with that. So there you go, peeps. Some game for you, for everybody who wants to get into what's it, Dogecoin?
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin.
Yeah, it's hard when you see it, when you read it. A lot of people, like, they thought it was the Dougie, like, so they're trying to make these coins teach me how to Dougie. They're like, not pronounced that way. Douche. So the one thing I want to say that like, hey, look at me with my big old douche bags. Right? Won't say it. I'm gonna let somebody else come up with make that meme, but I don't think that one would be seen as too happy, too good.
That's awesome that the guy himself is actually saying pretty, how would he say, pretty active within those conversations as well, and kind of making his appearance and just pretty much saying that he won't pull the rug on it. So
yeah,
that's good. That's dope. I think that's cool. Yeah, and like I said, I'm interested to see where this takes off, man. Hopefully it's good. It's a good outcome for everybody that invests, and it'll be a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think here's the thing. You don't even have to put in, like, the one thing that we always say, don't put more money in than you can live without, right?
Sure.
If you're going to put money into crypto right now, there's no guarantee with crypto. There's really no guarantee in a goddamn meme coin, right? There's no guarantee. So, but when you see things such as the developer of the coin and the CEO of the Talos blockchain, who has half of the supply, now more than half, because he's bought some with his own money, saying that he's not gonna screw us over. It's like, dude, okay, even if this goes to zero, like, we're in good hands. We are in good hands. It's just, and we're in the very beginning, like, serious people, here's what I like about it. You take money that you can do without. Sorry, the beer is
I was gonna say it's coming out. It's coming up for the kill.
Yeah, it's coming out. I've still got another one. No, I'm just kidding. We're almost done. But so you have the money, but here's the it's almost like a gateway drug, right? Is you get into Dogecoin, but by getting into Dogecoin, everything that you have to do to get Dogecoin, you're doing everything on the Talos blockchain. So you're seeing how quick these transactions are. You're seeing how cheap the gas is. With Talos EVM, it's they have this thing where it's no front running, right? Meaning, if you're ever doing decentralized, finance or decentralized exchange, and you see something is dropping hard, what front runners do is and it's the dirtiest secret in crypto, is front runners. They'll see someone is going, they're like, oh my God, that guy's selling $500,000 worth of Ethereum, right? So somebody will see that transaction going through. So then they will put in their sell for however many, and then they'll just pay a higher gas fee. So it puts them ahead of the person selling the original $500,000. So
Okay.
then the person who sells the $500,000, they are going to have to, they're not going to get the money that they think they're going to get, because the value has already dropped, because these other developers or these other people that are watching the blockchain, these front runners are getting that, what the other guy, the original guy, would have got. So with Talos EVM, it's first come, first go, or first come, first serve.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. You're
And,
right.
and
Right.
so and so that's what they're doing, is they're saying, hey, we take it in the order that the order was given. There's no front running. You can't just pay more gas to cut in line.
So
So
it's fair for everybody, pretty much.
It's completely fair.
That's dope.
And that's the dirty secret in decentralized crypto that nobody talks about, that is abused all the time.
You're dropping some gems today, man. I think, we might have to go Patreon, and for anybody that wants to listen to that type of shit, gotta cough off that. We'll make it cheap, affordable, like $1 a month, for an extra episode, all that stuff. No, I'm just kidding. We probably won't go that far. I mean, because as of now, we would definitely want to just give it out to the people for you guys to just enjoy, the conversations that we have. But yeah, man, no,
just get your ass in and get some douche coin.
Yeah, there you go. No, for the people, definitely. We'll plug that up too if there's a way that people are interested in doing so. We'll make it very easy to where we can plug up a link either on our Instagram or definitely on our YouTube page on the description underneath this video when it releases. So if people are interested in doing so, we'll definitely hit you with the link and
definitely
away. That's awesome though, man. I think that's dope that you're doing that. And like I said, just being in a circle with those type of people where you guys can work together on something, and it'll be good in the end.
Yeah, it's just fun. I mean, it's just fun. I get, I don't do this stuff. I have like I said, I have my real portfolio that I'm working with.
Yeah.
That is the one that I'm nursing. I'm like, up all night with it, coddling it. When, Bitcoin just dropped recently, my whole portfolio just went down. Right. I mean, I don't even want to tell you how much I lost. And it made me sad.
Stings a little bit.
Like, oh, I'm having a bad day, so I'm not firing off the memes like I was on my good days, right? On my green days, right? But I, the one thing about being in crypto for as long as we have, I'm like, it's going to come back, So before this pod was started, I brought my daughter in, she's 13. I said, hey, come here, sit down. I want you to watch what I'm doing here, And I said, listen, this is decentralized finance. I go, if you want to go to a bank right now, you got to show them ID. You got to give them all this stuff, right? Decentralized finance, you can do all this stuff and nobody has to know anything. Now, don't listen to any of this. If you guys are even thinking about doing it, I'm just thinking for the decentralized aspect of it, if a kid, right, wants to dabble in their crypto. Oh my God, I can't even believe this. Okay, dabble. I'm not advertising and I'm not endorsing. I'm not encouraging kids to get in crypto. I'm not. I'm explaining to my child that, listen, this is what dad's doing, and dad's doing really good with it. I want you to understand numbers at an early age. I want you to see how this stuff works at an early age, so that when some dumbass comes to your school and tells you about a bond, about getting into bonds and getting into a dumbass savings account that's going to yield, a 0.5% or a 1/10% in a year, and I'm showing you that you can get 72% APY, yeah, APY on a dumb, cartoon looking crypto. That's money that's just sitting there that you're not doing anything with. If it was sitting in a bank, you would get $10 at the end of the year. Sitting here, you're going to make 72% of anything that you're making. What
not any difference.
Who's teaching you? Is daddy teaching you? Or are you going to listen to that dumbass that gets paid $24 an hour to basically keep people completely blind to the reality of financial advice and finances. That's completely ridiculous. This is why, with all this new crypto stuff coming through in Washington, D.C., it's so cool because, yeah, people are scared that, about the tracking, about, the reporting, whatever. Hey, you got to report your stuff, right? There's nothing wrong about reporting your transactions, right? If you're making money and that's the law, we know we have to take, we're not trying to hide anything. Our fear was that because crypto is so fair and so decentralized, it does undermine the US dollar being the reserve currency. Hillary Clinton has said it. Donald Trump knows it. The people on both sides of the aisle that are old, that have most of their value in the US dollar and need the US dollar to survive, and they're in positions of power, they're going to shill the US dollar to no end. It's up to us to be able to understand the difference between us being lied to and the truth being right in front of us and being able to work with it. Bitcoin can easily undermine the US, and it should. My opinion is Bitcoin being the world's reserve currency, it should be that, because no one controls it, right? And I'm thinking, with the US dollar being the number one reserve, it created 9/11, right? I mean, when you're number one on the block and you're making the rules and you're making all the rules fall in line because you're the number one, America abused that privilege. They abused the US dollar being the world reserve currency. And with that abuse came the attacks, right? We have a lot of people coming in south of our border. Now, if we had a financial policy that was based with crypto, with Bitcoin being the world reserve currency, things would be on a whole lot more level playing field. And you wouldn't see people fleeing their countries to come into America, because those countries would now, they don't get sanctioned because Bitcoin is decentralized. So they don't have to deal with sanctions, and they can use that money within their own communities. And they don't have to listen to the bully USA telling them what they can and can't do. If you kiss the ring, we'll let you do this. If you kiss the ring, we'll let you do that. America loses that. So will we lose? We will lose. Those of us that are fully invested in the US dollar will lose, will hurt. Our 401ks are going to tank. This is why you have to understand the power of crypto and what the direction that crypto is going with the rest of the world. America is trying to keep us blind. And I'm telling people, open your eyes and realize what is happening. So that's why I've softened the blow, and I've taken a lot of money out of my 401k, a lot, because I know what's going to happen with the 401ks. It's going to get decimated. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but soon enough. So I want to take as much of that money as I can and put it into crypto, do whatever that I can to save. I'm just looking at it, and from that lens, people can make whatever. If people are paying their financial advisor hard money, and you want to believe what they're telling you, do it. But there's a growing community that is not listening to that really bad advice, and we're doing things our way, and we think it's going to win. We also know we're going to, we're facing an uphill battle, and we know that our values can tank in the meantime, but we're committed. We're committed.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely going to be a powerful thing in the future, just crypto in general, and just kind of what the benefits it brings to the table for everybody. I think in the end, it'll be a win situation for everybody. The fact that you can be able to control your money however you want, nobody's in control. Like, that's the thing. Nobody has that type of power to do whatever it is they want with that money or that type of currency. So yeah, man. I mean, I think it's definitely going to be the wave
It's
here soon.
it's one thing that I heard Charles Hoskinson say is it really had a profound impact on how I viewed crypto. He said, 10 years from now or whenever the future, I forgot what he said, but he was
Mhm.
saying there's going to come a day where we are going to look at crypto a lot differently. It's not going to be like we're using crypto to get these parabolic gains, right? Like, oh, moon boys, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, what it could probably will turn into is there's going to be like a main, or maybe a few main cryptos, right? And those basically set the value for everything else. But say you're grocery shopping, right? And you're going to Winco. Winco doesn't accept cash anymore, right? Cash is an old thing, right? No, cash no longer exists. It's crypto only. So you would go in and you would convert your currency, whatever cryptocurrency that your employer provides you. You would convert some of that crypto into the Winco token, right? So Winco has their own token. So when you come to Winco, this is the token you use. So when you're coming to Winco, you only use Winco tokens. And then you go to get a haircut, they have their own token, right? And maybe, it doesn't have to be every haircut has their own. Maybe, salons and whatever, they'll have like the salon token or whatever, right? Whatever you want to call it. But we're using these different things, and it just benefits in different ways. But anyway, it's wild. It's wild.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna but the cool thing about it is there's no funny games with it. You have all these nodes talking to each other. It's hack proof for the most part. I mean, there are people, there's ways there's always, with humans there's always ways to rob a bank. There's always ways to get somebody's money, right? But this is like one of the most secure ways that we've seen in years.
Definitely. So. Yeah, like I said, there's always going to be somebody that's going to try or break through it, and they're always going to have to try to perfect it, or even try to just make it better security wise to make sure that nobody's stuff is tampered with and all that. So, I mean, yeah.
Hold on. Hey.
Oh, we got a special guest?
Yeah, we have the little one. Yeah,
the little one.
She wanted to come in. She thought it was visiting hours in the asylum. They
told her no. Daddy's still off the Prozies, and
Daddy hasn't been given his Prozac yet.
No, man, but very good stuff. It's very interesting. Definitely, we always talk on that tip of crypto because it's definitely that. I'm somewhat invested in it, but you're pretty deep in it. And of course we like to talk about just kind of like the benefits overall in general for that it would benefit everybody, if they do invest, and just kind of long-term wise, and again, we're no financial professionals, so don't take it from us. We're just giving you our views and opinions on this stuff, as always. So we just like to chop it up and talk about it for all you lovely listeners and viewers to just kind of take in. And if it's something that you guys want to dabble with, by all means, go ahead and do it, and just do your research for sure. And like my boy said, you definitely want to look at every coin that you want to invest in, or whatever you're going to go into. Of course, always do your due diligence, just to definitely do your research and look into it before you go in blind and make your business decision from there. So I mean, that's all we can say from that point. But yeah, man, good stuff. No, good stuff. Very awesome, man. Do you want to wrap this one up? I think visiting hours are going to be open for your daughter to come through and talk.
The family's here.
The family's here. All right, so we're going to wrap up this episode. We would definitely want to say happy Thanksgiving if this one does come out before Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving. We don't know yet, but if it does, happy Thanksgiving from us, your dynamic duo. Have an awesome time. Eat a lot. Be safe out there, but also have a good weekend. We'll catch you in the next one. We love you. Take care. Peace.